Hello, my name is Katie Sachs, and I am a singer-songwriter and activist. I have a giant idea for a project, and I need your help. I've gone through a lot of changes in the last year, and I'm ready to turn them into my first full-length album, The Giantness of Little Things. I want to share this music with you and with the world. I grew up in Massachusetts, in the western part of the state. Last year, I had a partner, a nice apartment, and a full-time steady job. But there was something missing, a seed of a creative impulse buried deep within my soul. I released my first professional EP, Places Not on Maps, in 2012 when I was working as a case manager with low-income youth in Franklin County. I went to Kerrville Folk Festival for the first time that year, but things really changed for me when I went back in May of 2013. I felt, for possibly the first time in my life, like I fit in. I was surrounded by new and old friends who were all musicians like me, and they were following their dreams. It dawned on me that I too could play music all the time in Austin. I came home and I broke up with my boyfriend, quit my job, and moved into my car, a Toyota Matrix named Trinity. I also got a tattoo. I couch surfed for 3 months in Massachusetts as I prepared for my move down to Austin. I stayed with dear friends who were extremely kind, loving, and generous, and supportive of my decision. Then, in October, I got in my car and headed on my first cross-country tour down to Austin, so named the Trinity Tour after my car. I met lots of great and amazing people and talented musicians on my trip and connected with new and old friends, playing lots and lots and lots of music. I was extremely happy. After 3 weeks on the road, I finally got to Austin and saw signs for Trinity everywhere. It was very auspicious. I honestly didn't know what I was going to do first when I arrived, but it became clear that my purpose was to make this album. I had written many new songs in the past months, with central themes looking at biology, the strength and fragility of human life, as well as the fragility and strength of the human heart. Another element goes into my own personal history. My father was a very dynamic and radical person who had a huge influence on my life. He taught me how to spit and had me on my first picket line when I was 2 years old. Sadly, he was killed in 2002 by a wayward cancer cell when I was 16. My father, in addition to being a social work professor, was also a poet, and I have included excerpts of him reading his poems on the album from a tape that I recovered, which he made shortly before his death. I believe in these songs with my whole entire heart and want to do everything in my power to make this album sound as good as possible. To do this, however, I need to spend quite a bit of money to cover all of the costs involved, including hiring quality musicians, mastering costs, and CD duplication, as well as amazing graphic design. I make music as a form of therapy both for myself and for the listener, and I am a big believer in audience participation. Together, we can make this album happen, and to say thank you, there are many cool prizes for contributors. You can get a copy of my anti-neo-colonial, anti-neo-slavery, pro-feminist zine called The Stay-at-Homes, some delicious homemade cookies, or a cool painting of a flagella, and much, much more. Thank you so much for all of your support.